Thank you. So I'm extremely excited to be here. I told people in my personal life, like I'm doing this chat today, I told my mother, I told one or two of my friends. The most interesting reaction was from my own mom, who laughed for a very long time. And she said to me, I think you're literally the worst person who can do this topic. You work too hard, you're always busy. So I think that made me realize that each person, no matter how much you think you're making progress and I'm getting a whole lot better, each one of us are on a path or on a journey towards this concept that we call a work-life balance. So I don't care who you could get to stand up here. You can get Oprah, Michelle Obama. No matter how accomplished that person is, they are also walking their own journey. So thank you for the opportunity for us to learn together. I hope you guys will say what I said made sense, so I can tell my mom. My name is Manoka, and I am a senior manager in this audit practice, so in the SIM business unit. And I've been there, this is my 9th year now in the business unit. So I loved the questions about juggling audits and whatever else, so I think I might touch on that towards the end. So I made my own notes. So I'm standing here not because I'm an expert on work-life balance, because I have been working on this for a number of years, okay? And I have gotten it dismally wrong 1 or 2 times. So what I'd like to share in terms of my personal story and the mistakes that I made is a few years ago, let's call it 6 years ago. I was on an engagement and I moved from engagement to engagement, but I wasn't done with my review notes from the first client. So the guys in audit will know what review notes are. So you've done the work, but the manager or partner now have queries. I spent weeks on end working on my day client, a few review queries at night, then trying to juggle my real life. And 3 or 4 weeks later, these flipping review notes were still not done. And every day I'm on the phone with the manager, oh, this is left, this is left, this is left. And it got to a point where I had had enough. Unfortunately, I didn't even want to hear from this person anymore, despite the fact that I owed them work. But I couldn't stand every day having to say, oh, I'm working on this, I'm doing that. So I decided to work through the night to finish these queries so that I did not have to hear from my manager ever again. So I finished the client I was working on. I went home and showered and put on a fresh outfit, came here to the office, and I worked through the night. At 7 a.m., I had a meeting with one of my other managers, carried on with the day, went back to my client, worked a full day, and then went home. So when I calculated, I was up for approximately 40 hours. Okay. Can you say big mistake? Huge, massive. So that's one of the mistakes I made. And through that, I learned a lot of lessons. What could I have done differently? Probably if I was calm, I wouldn't have done that, because I was trying to get to a mean. I was trying to get this person off my back. I could have easily spoken to the manager on my other job and said, listen, there's this important thing that I need to do. Can I sit here at your client and just work on this? Get it done, so I'm done and I can move on and focus on your job. But that's what the rational mind would say. So in hindsight, I can say that. But in the moment, that is not how I thought. So that's one of the mistakes I've made. If I had to tell you all my mistakes, I think I would stand up here for 3 hours. So I'm gonna jump in now to what have I then, since then, how do I structure my life to try and reach said balance? I like what Manuela said. I loved what she said. There is no such thing. And it touches on to what I was saying. We're all on a journey, so no one has it down. It is not 50-50, it is not 80-20. There's no perfect number. In preparing for the conversation today, I went online and just checking what are people saying about work-life balance. I saw a very interesting stat. 31% of employees would sacrifice a portion of their salary for a better work-life balance. That's very interesting. Money is important, guys. We use it to buy shoes and whatever else, taking care of your kids. You need money to live, and you also probably need money to live fairly comfortably. So you know it's very important if people, and I'm one of those people, I don't know what the amount is, but I would give up some money to have a little bit more of a work-life balance. So that's crucial. I think it tells you then how critical it is to us that we are willing to lose something to gain that elusive balance. Okay. So I've structured my chat in terms of things that you can try, and it's 7 steps. So I'm just going to talk you through the 7 steps. So the first one I've already touched on. There is no perfect balance, and accepting who you are as a person and the fact that you will never achieve this thing, potentially because it doesn't exist. So be kind to yourself, and don't chase this thing that is not even a reality. No one has it. Like, you look at other people, oh, look at Mahotsa, she looks like she's got it down. If she hadn't shared what a tough morning she had, none of us would have known. You don't look like you got dressed in 5 minutes. So do not look at others and think they have it down. Each one of us is walking a journey. Walk your journey with grace, and no one will ever know, but do not chase this thing. All right. The second part is you are one person. Manuela mentioned that. And you cannot fragment your life. However, setting boundaries in terms of what you do makes things a little bit easier. So knowing I am at work, and therefore I can't respond to all of my friends' WhatsApp messages, and people are laughing, and this is what's happening on Saturday, because someone is paying me money to actually be present here. Okay? So let me do that. And if I do that, I can finish this sooner. So the quicker I get out of here, the sooner I can get home and laugh with all my friends and, oh my gosh, did you see what this one did on Twitter? But being present and setting boundaries. But then equally, do you set boundaries then when you step out of this space? So when I am done, someone is saying no with her face. Do you set boundaries?
I've tried.
You try. What's the challenge?
I think even what you were talking about earlier about, you wanted to get this manager off your back, but you also didn't want to say, I can't get to this now.
Yes.
You want to always please everybody and everything. I think that's where the as well, I think there is like I don't want to say it, but I think as a girl, you don't want to be, I think that you don't want to say, I can't get to that now, because you almost feel like people will think, oh, okay, she can't handle this. So you don't want to ever give that impression off. So that's why you struggle to set the boundary. And you will work sleepless for 24, 48 hours a day in order to create this illusion that like you can do everything at once.
Yeah. So you've said 1 or 2 very important things. You're trying to please everyone. The question is, can we? Can every single person be happy with you? Oh, your boss loves you, your husband loves you, your niece loves you, you are ticking all the boxes. I don't think that's possible all of the time. You also mentioned an illusion, trying to create an illusion that you are on top of things. You also touched on the fact that is it because you're a woman that you feel this way? So you don't want to be perceived in a certain way. In this, much as we are 56% and we're trying to transform, certain spaces within the corporate environment are still very male dominated. And you want to prove that you're doing as much as the boys are, right? But your circumstances are not the same as the boys. Not at all. Okay, so I'm gonna carry on then with my next step. So boundaries, do this at work and at home. It is not easy, but find points when you can switch off from each segment of your life. So if it means just having 2 or 3 hours in the evenings where you're not taking work phone calls, or you're not, these things also hurt us, hey? I'm there in my so-called personal life. This shocking email comes, what the hell did the client say? Now I'm panicking and I want to attend to it, but I don't need to be switched on 24 hours a day. I need to make sure the time that I am switched on, I'm present and I'm giving my all in that moment, but it does not have to be 24/7, all right? So boundary is very important. Self-care, I hope that this is one of the things that we're going to touch on. I hear we spoke about wellness, but how well you take care of yourself allows you to do better in each space. So when you feel good, you are doing the things you need to do at the gym, you're eating right, you feel better, you're able to perform better. It'll probably help you in your personal life for reasons I can't disclose. Self-care, critical. All right, then the next one talks about limiting time wasters. So at work, I don't come to the office a lot, so I'm client-based. When I come to the office, you see people I haven't seen in so long. Oh my gosh, what's been happening? A coffee after another coffee after another coffee. Hey, come 4:30 or 5, you're not really sure what you've gotten done. So be mindful of what is it that is wasting your time. It's fun, I'm not saying it's a waste, like I should not have spoken to people, but can I speak to people for 7.5 hours? That's actually not what I get paid to do. All right, so limit time wasters in both work and personal space. Then the next thing I want to say is, no matter how many things we discuss here, you cannot do everything today. I do not expect us all to leave here and after today you're going to go to gym so you can take self-care, and then you're going to turn off your phone so you take boundaries. The reality is change takes time. Pick one thing that we've discussed today and work on that one thing until you're in that habit, and then you can try another thing. So I don't want you all to fall over because you've tried to do too much all at once. Then planning and prioritizing, it touches on to Makhotso's question. I'm also like Manuela, so she mentioned she doesn't have kids yet. I also don't have kids yet. But I think when you're juggling, life adds more balls that you need to juggle, right? But if I think of a juggler, they stand there and someone throws the balls in, right? So you have to start and manage just the 2 balls, right? Whatever that is, let's call it work-life to be simple, okay? So you're juggling work and life, work and life. They're then gonna throw in a new ball. Let's call that marriage. Work, life, marriage and work and life. Building a rhythm, no matter where you are in life, means that the more balls that get thrown in, the better able you're gonna be able to handle it. So don't wait until you're at the extreme, and that is when I will learn about work-life balance. Juggle what you have now and manage that, because what is gonna happen if you don't have this figured out? In a year's time, God willing, someone wants to marry you, and then you've got an added challenge, okay? Then the last one, okay, I say this with I hope no one stabs me. Do what you love. That contributes greatly to your feeling in every space, right? So if I do what I love, I don't feel drained coming to work. And I'm not creating a perfect environment where there is euphoria and, spring in my step, I'm at work, I'm at work, I'm at work. But there's so much in my job that I love and enjoy that I feel happy to be here. I feel honored to work here. Because the reality is, I chose to work here. KPMG didn't actually come and beg me to come and do this job. Hey, I called them and said, hey, are you hiring? So now, with every decision that you make, you chose to sit here, right? Honor that decision. And if you choose not to be here, that is also okay. But doing what you love greatly helps you in terms of how you feel about work and life and the illusion of a work-life balance. Thank you so much.